Hi y'all, it's Jamie with Color Flutter Creations. Today I have a pretty quick video for you, but it has some great impact. So just stay tuned to the end. Me and my crafty mama were feeling quite experimental. So she had a great idea and said, why don't we do some collage onto some card panels and then emboss them with embossing folders, and let's see the results that we have. So you can see I had cut a couple of different, card panels that are A2 size. These are just out of some cardstock and, background papers that I already had on hand. I've pulled out all my ephemera, or, well, some of it, I should say. A lot of it still was left behind me, but that's okay. I pulled from that anyway. And I'm just decided to determine what was going to kind of resonate with me, with the backgrounds that I was using and the ephemera in front of me, and then just started layering it down. So with this first one that I'm working on, I'm going to show you kind of how I approached this in pretty real time here. And then for the next couple, I am going to speed through those because the process is quite similar. So, of course, I have different types of ephemera in front of me: flowers, vellum pieces, just some, standard paper pieces. I have paper dolls and all of these other different elements. And I really just wanted to go ahead and lay them down. You know me by now. You know I don't put too much care and time when it comes to stuff like either ink blending or even layering. When it comes to collage layering, I really kind of just let the feeling resonate and determine what I want to put down. Once I have everything down, I'm just going to kind of chop off with my Spellbinder's scissors the edges, and then I have the pieces that I'm left with, the card panels. I've also, on this second one, as you've noticed, took some washi tape stickers that I had. So these are also pretty thin, but I really liked the colors with this kind of buffalo check green background. And then the third one I do is on just standard orange cardstock that I do some ink blending around the edge, but I don't show that. And then I'm layering a whole bunch of kind of thicker elements onto this piece. So the variety of elements I've put down on the panels are vastly different. And I wanted that because I wanted to see what would happen when we actually got to the cardstock piece. So we've got paper, some washi tapes, and some thicker elements here. The first embossing folder I want to test this out with is this Crafter's Companion Honeysuckle embossing folder. And I really liked this. I actually got it from a crafty resale shop, so yay me. And it was still brand new in the packaging. Oh, what a steal. Anyway, I run this through with my card panel in it one time because I wanted to see the dimension it would give me before I did anything else. And it really does, just like this, pack a punch. And I love the dimension it gives even through the, ephemera that I had put on here, which for this one was the washi tape. Now, I decided to try and step it up and took an Altenew green ink cube that I have, and I'm just kind of rubbing that all over the flat side of my embossing folder. And then I'm going to run it back through my Spellbinder Platinum 6 die cutting machine. And this way I can transfer the ink into the background of my card panel. I wanted it to be a bit darker though, so I go through this step again, and you can see I'm not dabbing it. I am like swiping it all over because I really want to lay this ink down. I make sure that the card panel does not move. It stays in position, which is really, kind of locked in because I've already embossed it. And then I run it through my machine again, and of course I have the ink there. And I like that it actually darkens the back just a little bit, but I was able to still see the buffalo check pattern. So for the second one, which was actually the first card panel I did, I'm using this Lisa Horton embossing folder, which I've used quite a few times. I absolutely love this embossing folder. I just do. And I wanted to try doing a black background. So just like what I did before, but with black. So I have my Simon Hurley Stellar Black Widow ink pad out. And then I'm just kind of swiping that across just like I did before. And then I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine. Now, I will say I did come back again because I really wanted it to kind of press into the card panel, and it just kind of really wasn't working. So, swiping, I think, because this is a different foam, not felt ink pad, it was sticking a little bit and was kind of a little hard to swipe. So, I don't know. It kind of just felt like it wasn't able to transfer the ink very well. And so what I did was I transitioned over to my Altenew Obsidian black ink, and this actually went much better. So I still ran it through my machine a few times, but the ink actually was transferring much, much, much better, as you can see here. So I keep doing that. And I'm telling you, I get some black ink all over me. Now, what I like about this embossing folder is, as you can see, each time I'm putting this through, the ink that I am transferring from the embossing folder onto my actual card panel, the lines within the flower, oh, I love it. It really does add some extra depth and dimension to the embossed panel and with the inking. And when I say that my hands clearly got really inked up. I mean, they get really inky, like really inky. I'm going to show you. I'm going to run this through and just, but look here. Like, I notice it. What? Oh my gosh, I've got ink on my thumbs and on my fingers and just like all over. But hey, that's the love of crafting. So if I don't have inky hands, I don't feel like I've done good crafting, but that's just me. And here is that card panel. I'm telling you, I love this effect with that flower coming through. Another one of my tried and true embossing folders that I absolutely love is the Swiss cheese embossing folder by Sizzix. It really does look like Swiss cheese, but because I have these thicker embellishments on this panel, I thought it would really go good with that. And you'll notice I did a little spritzy of water on the back side of this one that I did not do on the others. And that is because I knew I had some thicker pieces that I had layered. And because of that, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to just have everything crack when I ran it through my machine. And don't you just love that I have in large letters, Mom, do not cut? What does that say? Love you, Mom. Anywho's, here you can see that I did get a little bit of cracking, but look at all that dimension. And this is when I decided I was going to do the ink blending around the edges. But here are the final 3 card panels that I created. And I love especially this one with that ephemera in the yellow just peeking through all that black. I love it. With all the dimension, I knew that I was going to keep this pretty simple. So I did layer them onto some, you know, corresponding colors of other cardstock, and then I'm just putting them onto bases. I really want the embossing that we did and the layering of all the collage stuff to be the focal point. So I just pull some sentiments from my stash and put them on to finish out these cards. I did not do a bunch of layering. I really held back. I thought about it, but we have enough going on, and I really love the star of what we did with the collage and the embossing folders. Just, I really did enjoy this project. Is this a project that you would do? Are you going to try this? Be sure to let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining me today, and be sure to stay tuned for more crafty fun to be had. Thank you for supporting me by subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video.